Alright guys, what's up? It's Raiden here. As promised, here's my OCG Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile that I said I'll be moving forward with. This will be a double-sided video, so it'll be a deck profile and then I'll be doing a combo, but we're going to change it up a little bit. I'll probably be using EDO Pro footage for combos so that you guys can see real time what this deck can do, right? It'll be a little bit faster that way. I can slap some music behind it. So, and you'll see me against a real opponent, and I want you guys to see this deck in action and what it's capable of. So, yeah, let's get started right into that. Remember, this is going to be OCG, because, like I said before in my previous videos, if you've watched, I won't be doing this deck TCG anymore until I see some kind of significant changes in the Pendulum field, or Pendulum scene. I don't really see it happening, you know, you never know. Konami could always do some crazy shit, but for right now, it's fun in OCG. I wouldn't say it's like top tier or anything, but it could definitely do some damage, so you might as well, you know, run it where it's most optimal. You know what I mean? So it's not too much different. It's not anything crazy. Just it's really the extra deck that strengthens the entire deck, which is honestly like it's just disappointing that that's all they need to change. But it's the same as before, you know, nothing too crazy. We got the one astrograph, right? And then we're running the 3 Supreme King Magician. I've explained what these cards can do in length in many other videos, so I don't think we need to do that this time around. The kings of the deck. These cards like are the strongest cards in the deck, I'd argue. Then we have his cousin, Chronograph Sorcerer. He's a really good card. I don't see enough people run him. I feel like he's a staple, especially because of the effect. He's been coming up a lot lately. And with Time Gazer, he gets you that extra monster on the field without having to normal summon. So I will never take this card out. He's great. He's perfect. He's at 3. Might as well run him. And then he special summons from 2 cards from the hand. So he's just a great card all around. Great card. Really good card. Can't go wrong with Chronograph. The Searchers, we are running 3 Skullcrabat, and we're running 3 Allies Revolution. For a while, I'll run this card because I felt like it was a dead card in hand, but the card is not once per turn, and it has a Monster Reborn for your Fusion Synchros and XYZs. This deck runs a lot of Synchros, so this is really good to bring them back. And it's like you have a choice, you can destroy it and bring it back. So it's a really good card. Searches a good amount of your Pendulums, and Skullcrabat searches everything in the deck pretty much. So we know what that can do. Now we're running, these are our utility cards. Again, pretty much the same as other deck profiles. It's just the extra deck that's different. 3 Wisdom Eye, because he fixes your scales. I would not suggest anything less than 3. He's never a dead card in hand, never. We're running 2 Purple Poison for problem cards that need to be destroyed, or mostly back row, because a lot of cards today can't be destroyed by card effect. So you can run him to destroy something in your spell and trap zone, or maybe you have a pesky field spell you need to get rid of, or if they attack you and you have a dark Pendulum monster, he'll give them 1200 attack, so that's cool. It helps a little bit. 3 Double Iris to search your spell cards, to search Time Pendulograph, and to search these 2. He's really there just to search these 2. He searched those and other Pendulum cards. We'll talk about that later though. And 2 Celestial Performing Power Magician. Yeah, I butchered that one. This is pretty much the Magician version of this card. So they do the exact same thing in the scales. So you can destroy this one. Now here's the thing though, you don't have an option for this. Well, you do, but it's conditional. Your monster has to get destroyed first, and then you can use this to destroy it. This one is stronger in the sense that you can search it directly from the deck off of Wisdom Eye. So Wisdom Eye can swap out another Magician and put this in the deck. So they're both equally strong. You have to draw this though. We don't really have a way to search this outside of Beyond the Pendulum. Well, we always have access to this, so don't really use this for that effect. Use this. This is to search. You just want to search with this. This one, you can use the other effect. This is like your Monster Reborn for your monsters, right? You destroy it. We're running a lot of Synchros and XYZs, not too many Fusion. We only care about Zarc. We're running a lot of Synchros in this deck, and this will bring them back, so this is a really good card. So So that's it for the utility. Now we're now all of our tuners. I like to separate everything according to functionality. So for our tuners, we're running 2 harmonizing because 3 is too cluttery. 2 odd-eye synchron, you could cut this to 1. And then 1 of the rest. 1 white wing, 1 light worm, who we can increase to 2 actually. 1 noble dragon, we cut it down to 1 because we don't need the level 7 or more. I'll explain why. And then 1 Destrudo because sometimes they stop, they'll negate Dark Worm a lot. Like Dark Worm almost always gets negated because everyone knows what he can do. So this is an extra backup for your picks to the graveyard. The reason why we cut this is because he's really restrictive. You can only use it to summon level 7 dragons, and we cut a card from that main deck. I'll explain that why, but we don't really need this like that. This is just to have, but it's kind of restrictive. A lot of these cards have restrictions. Like these 2 are restrictive. This can only be synchro summoned with another magician monster, and this can only be done with a dragon synchro. So restrictive cards we keep to a minimum. In a way, you can even get away with running White Wing extra because it's just a generic level 4 synchro that's a Pendulum that you can search, and that is really good for this deck because then the point of this deck is for it to be searchable. You don't want to really hard draw anything. The deck is, you don't want to hard draw nothing out this deck. If you can't search it, kind of just cut it. It's already not a good deck anyway. And now for our ones, some garnet, some requirements. 1 Dark Worm you can run 2. 1 Donut you can run 2. 1 Pegasus Draco Slayer to search your field spell. You don't need more than 1 of this. You never want to hard draw this. It's a bad card otherwise. 1 Oath Dragon because to summon Baron, and then Garnet. Well, he's never a Garnet. No matter where he is, you could summon Zarc. So you need him. I take that back. It is a Garnet. You don't want to draw into this card. It's very bad. It's just bad. It does nothing for you. You don't want level 7s to XYZ, so it's just a bad card. You don't want to see this card at all. You don't ever want to see that card. But if you do, it's not going to stop you from summoning Zarc. That's it for the monsters. I believe this is a 50 card deck. I haven't even counted. I'm sorry, guys. But, you know, I'll go back. Maybe I'll count it. I'll put the information in the description or something. But I don't really think it matters. It's over 40, so this is not a meta deck. Now for the spells, we're running Triple Shadows Light. This is a staple. I will never take this card out the deck. Really good card, you know what it does. Double normal summon and an extra body on the board. Remember, we always need another body on the board. We need 2 cards to be able to resolve beyond the Pendulum. Now this is the OCG version, so we have a little bit more room for flexibility, but you still want to run that card. We're running triple Duelist Alliance to snatch cards from the deck you need. They search a lot of the cards. They search this, they search this, they even search a couple of Pendulum monsters. So really good card. You don't have to run that 3. You can even cut this down to 2, but again, I'm not trying to make this card, this deck meta, so it's okay to run at 3. It doesn't really matter. Triple Dragon Shrine. Again, this is what I mentioned before. If they negate your Dark Worm and you have 2 in these, or you just have to have Foolish in your hand. I don't run Foolish Barrel, but you can. You can send the Destrudo instead, or Destrudo is good in the hand. You could even run Destrudo more if you want to draw it, because he's good in the hand. He can like do his same effect. So in a way, he's really good because he gets an extra body on the board without normal summoning. So I can't stress enough how much this deck needs to get 2 cards in the field, or you just lose. 2 Wings of Light. It's really good. You can run it at 3 even, I would argue, but I feel like 2 is good enough. It does pretty much what Supreme King Magician does. This guy, Supreme King Gate Magician, it pretty much does the same thing he does, but just in a card. It searches all the Dark Worm cards, all the Zarc cards. This searches everything, so you know, more of the same. You can't go wrong with that. And then your field spell, and then your Star Pendulum Graph. So this one, we know what this does, and this blocks you out of that. You run pretty much all, we're running almost entirely spellcaster, so this is good lockout. Going first, you can search it, and then this grabs more cards from deck for your combos. There are 2 paths you want to do to start this deck, and I will briefly go over the paths. You either have a lockout or you have a Zarc Banish. Now I'll explain to you guys what a Zarc Banish is. Now for the traps, there's only 3. We're only running these. We only have 1 Time Pendulum Graph. You can run 2, kind of cluttery, but if you really want to play into a slow control type deck, you can run 2. Only need 1 of these because it can be searched. If they negate it, then no Zarc. But if you think they're going to stop that card, set up a negate, and you can with this deck. And then this is a card I found in my bin. I'm going to run, I'll probably increase this to 3, but there is a wording with this. Also, this is kind of a shout out. Anybody that watches this video, let me know what you think about this card, because look, if you can see it, I don't know if you can look at that. Okay, it's probably too, it's probably too blurry. But it says discard 1 card and return 1 card your opponent controls to the field. So it doesn't target. Like, unless this is like some bad wording, that's kind of a really good card. It's a 1-for-1, is not once per turn. So I don't know if this is one of those old cards that have bad wording, or if this card is just so old people forgot about it, but it does not say target. It says do this, then do that. So it could be old Konami wording, so don't quote me on that. I'm gonna take it to locals and see what happens, and I'll find out real quick how good it really is. But that's it for the main deck, guys. I think it's like 50 something cards. It's not 60, but it was really close. And now for the extra deck, the reason this is OCG. The king, the queen, her majesty herself, Electromite. The strongest link card in this deck. You know what I mean? Like, this card alone, you know what I mean? It does everything we need to do, so obviously have to run it. And then her sisters, Beyond the Pendulum and Exceed the Pendulum. These are the only link monsters we run in the deck. You don't need anything else. You can swap this out if you want to go for IP and all kind of stuff, but I don't really go that way. I try to keep it like a pure Pendulum deck as much as I can. So that's not, you don't need to do all that. But these 3, you can get into all your combos, full combos. You can fix your hand with Electromite. We know what she does. I don't gotta tell you what the hell Electromite does, but we're running 1 XYZ. That's just a requirement for Zarc. The mandatory Time Star. I've seen people cut him. Don't cut this card. Just stop. You don't ever cut this card. Really good card. Fix his hands. Double. You can do a lot of good stuff with him. So you just leave him in there. Just leave him in there. Yeah. I'm running Odd Eyes Dark, Odd Eyes Auto, Odd Eyes, what's it called? Absolute. You can cut this card. Sometimes I feel like you can, especially in this deck. I don't really see the level 7s that much, so you can just swap this out. You don't even gotta run it. You can cut it or swap it for your other deck inside. This is just because we need to summon Zarc. This is not a mandatory card, and we will never traditionally summon ever. Vortex, Omnigate, another Zarc requirement, which I'll tell you why later, while we cut that card, and I'll show you the extra deck since we're talking about it. So this card I cut, I might have showed you in my previous deck profile. This one is an Omnigate, but I cut it for 1. It's kind of hard to summon, and we can get in trouble from Nibiru trying to summon it, and 2, it requires a 7+5, and I don't have the card this one floats into. It floats into another level 10 Clearwing, and I don't have it. So it's like if he dies, it's a level 12 with Omnigate. Like, why would I summon this when I can just summon this? This does Omnigate. All this is on Omnigate. You know what I mean? So it's like, now when this dies, he floats. So if you don't have the floating card, do not run this. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's like he's all that shit just to get an Omnigate. Like, there's plenty of cards that do the same thing. You don't need to do that. We're running the 1 Supreme King, the Supreme King Clearwing. He's Regeki for the hand, for the deck, pretty much. And he can be summoned on your opponent's turn. Ignister, we know what Ignister does. OG himself, we know what he does. This is what I meant. Like, it's a lot of synchros in this deck. In fact, we're gonna put this to the side. The rest of the cards are literally all synchros. So you could even run a TG Hyper Librarian if you want to do it and start popping off. Yes sir, the first OCG main deck. So we got Bolo Savage. We already know what he does, but in OCG you can run it. And then Baron. So these are our 2 main negates. It's easier to summon this one in the deck than this because it's good search. Actually, I take that back. They both could be summoned, but if you don't have any link monsters in the graveyard, go for Baron, obviously. And if you do, Savage, because Savage has 2 negates and then he's dead. This could be recycled, so debatable. I would say Baron is still better because she has a pop, so she's still better. But and then we're running the Kyubi, level 9. I'll show you in a hot minute why you run that card. I'm gonna just show you guys on the video I upload with this. That's going to kind of show you the combos, and then Zarc. So yeah, that'll be all, guys. So that's pretty much how I'm going to run Pendulums moving forward. I will no longer be running this in TCG until they fix something that's just not feasible. Like, look how strong this deck is. We're running 6 synchros. Like, you know what I mean? This is 15. This is all like, you know what I mean? And then let me just run through the side deck real quick. We're running some more synchros. You know, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. This is pretty much complete synchros. I've dropped pretty much everything else because you can really synchro really quick in this deck. This is just a combo piece. This Zarc is like if you need a 4K beater and you don't want to run main deck Zarc, run this one because he can come back really easy. If he gets destroyed, you contribute a dark any type of dark monster, dark pendulum monster, dark supreme king pendulum monster, excuse me, and get him back. So dark worm, light worm, any of that, and then he comes back. So this is just a recyclable Omni Negate Monster Negate. A recyclable Monster Negate. If you're having problems getting over monsters that are like over 4K, he gives you attack points equal to the difference between you and your opponent's life points, and he's unaffected by everything. So it's a cool beater. I only run him for a beat stick if I need to beat over something. This is to banish. This is part of the banish package I uploaded in my previous video. These two right here. You don't need this one now though. After a further like experimentation, you don't really need him, but he's a cool level 10 that I like to run. But in TCG you need him. In OCG you don't, because you never want to summon him over Baron. Baron is just a better choice because you could just have these two. Most of my boards now in the OCG end with this and a Zarc summon being prepared. Right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck, guys. This is the deck moving forward. This is the only deck I'll be playing with when I upload videos or anything. Damn, I'm a mess. It will be with this OCG deck. I'm not going back to the TCG until I see a significant change. You know what I mean? And I personally don't see it happening. So yeah, we're going to be running this for a while. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. Now I'm going to upload a quick combo deck. It's going to be an EDO Pro. That way I can have some nice music and stuff going with it. As far as a quick combo, just to give you an idea what this deck is supposed to do. The idea of the deck is to have this card set and these two cards on the field. That's it. That's all. We have a really simple combo. I simplified this down to this. On their turn, you wait till they summon a few monsters, get a few things on the field, you Zarc them. Zarc comes to the field, right? And because this is on the field, instead of getting destroyed, everything goes to the banish zone, and that's it. And then we just play. And then you know, if you have a hand trap or something, fine. I don't run hand traps, but that's literally all I do. I wait my turn. I have this as a negate if I need one in case they try to negate this, because they will try to. So the whole goal is to just banish their entire field. If I play 10 games, I win 4 off that effect alone. And I might win 2 more because I built a different board, a lockout. But usually, wiping their entire board, most people are not expecting that. Now, if they try to negate this, use Baron to protect her or him, whatever this card is. But use her to protect him so that Zarc can come out and do his thing. But that's it, guys. I keep it simple. Like I said, it's not a meta deck. It's pretty much a fun deck, but it gets the job done. I have stolen many a games with that simple interaction, just banishing everything on the field, and I'm comfortable with it. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Comments down below. I'll be uploading these videos here and there, but this again is not a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. It's just something I do on the fun. I do for fun on the side. I love Zarc, and you know, I want to keep playing him and offering new ways to play the deck. But you guys let me know what you think, and now I'll show you some combos and some reels that I made. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.